Alright, I'm going to try and show you guys how I actually cut out the body. Um, so, a tip for anytime you're cutting out a body, use fresh blades. And you can see here I'm going to put a brand new, never been used blade on. Anytime I cut a body or body parts or body kit, even when I do the masking, I use a fresh blade. They're cheap, so I mean, I get them at Walmart. They're like, I don't know, $2-3 maybe for like, I think 5 or 6 blades. So yeah, so I'm going to show you, this is just going to be to cut out the general body. It's better to have like clean lines, because then you're just going to follow one line. If it's sketchy, you may be kind of all over the place, so try and follow the line as best as possible. And when I do wheel wells, I try and never lift the blade. I just try and go all the way around so it's one smooth cut. Same thing with, like, I'll do the sides, one cut, the rear, this quarter maybe one cut, and then I'll kind of softly go around that corner, and that's going to be straight. So I'll show you that. Try and get as best as I can, as much on camera. Might have to scoot away here, hold on. And those noises you hear in the background all the time, yeah, this is I have a poison dart frog hobby room, so let's see if you can see that. So I'm going to start cutting now. So that's the back. Quarter. You don't need to press super hard either. With a sharp blade, I mean, it's super sharp, so I mean, just try and keep your line as straight as possible. You can score pretty lightly. If you need, you can go back a second time, but I usually, with a fresh blade, literally just one medium pressure cut, and I have no problem snapping it off. Okay, there's one wheel well. Second side skirt. Let's do one of the second wheel well. I kind of use this ring finger here to kind of push it, or give it some leverage to pull the knife so I don't slip off. And you got multiple fingers, so you try and use them all for something. You know, there's no need to have it up in the air and just use the blade like this. Then you're gonna have no guide, and you're more likely to have a slip. Okay, the front wheel well's done. Now moving on to the front bumper. And this is like I said, I got an addiction bunny kit. So I don't even know how much of this front bumper is still going to be in use. I might have to cut it off. But regardless, it'll be easier to work with without having all this excess Lexan on the bottom. So I'm just going to cut out the body like I would any body, and then get to work on the fitment of the kit. Okay, front bumper's done. I had a little spot where I kind of went off, so I'm going to go back over harder and follow the line better. Okay, now moving on to the wheel well. And this ABC body has really, really nice lines, so this should be a pretty clean cut. When I take off the Lexan, you'll see they're really, really definitive lines to follow. And with the marker, I left pretty straight, clean lines to follow. So see, I actually went a little too hard there and poked through. Luckily, I didn't really slide anywhere, so I'm able to fix that. Yeah, it's a little thin back here on this spot, so yeah, you can see it kind of bending there. Okay, last wheel well, and then I'll show you how I peel off the Lexan. Alright, so now what I do is I'll take my Lexan scissors, and I just basically I'm going to cut up to the corner where this corner here where it meets the wheel well and the skirt, and basically just bend it, and then it comes right apart. So, okay, then I'll save this just because it's a long piece. And now on the wheel well, it should, if you like bend it a little bit, it should crease and just sort of peel. Let me see if I did that good enough. Okay. Okay, so I just kind of bent it, and now you'll see it's just going to peel. And that's how you get a smooth edge. Same thing on this rear here. Just kind of bend it. You'll hear when you're bending it, you'll hear a little snap. Oh, actually, I didn't cut that part yet, so that's why it wasn't breaking there. So I gotta come right around this edge. Now it should snap really easy. There we go. You can see there. So now that's broken. And on corners like this, I don't want to rip that corner, so I'm just going to cut it. Cut it right off. And then this will also, with that stuff hanging out here, I don't want it to come inside and scratch like the window, the rear windshield, or anything like that. So, you know, you could actually just peel off the whole thing in one piece, but you run the risk of scratching some of the inside of the body, which usually doesn't really show up anyways, but this is just like, I don't know, being extra precautionary. So you see I'm just kind of cutting off corners, and you'll see how it's just breaking apart really nice and easy. Another wheel well, just kind of push and it peels right away. That skirt peels right away. Onto the front wheel well. Cut that off and just work on the front bumper now. Okay. Actually, I'll do this side, so all I have is the front bumper that's left. Just check the time here. Cut this off. Okay. Now literally all I have is just this front bumper part. And just kind of put my fingers on the back side of where I cut and just sort of bend it. And it'll make that separation, and then it should just peel right back. This side, this corner here is being a little stubborn. I don't want to rip it, so there we go. And so I don't know how long that was, 9 minutes and 25 seconds. The body is cut out. This will need no sanding. You know, what I would do next normally is cut out grills and everything like that. But I gotta see what's coming off on this and what's staying. You know, do like your little tailpipe. And then draw your lines, you know, for window trims and masking. Now this body gets chrome trim, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do there. Just mask it off, I guess, and then paint the body. And when the body's done painted, pull that mask and then do chrome. I'll do chrome on the inside so it won't, because the chrome paint's not real durable. So I want to do it on the inside so it's not gonna, you know, if if you run the body or anything, it's going to get messed up. So that'll do it for this, but hopefully you guys could see enough. I'm not sure if you could or not, but yeah, till next time.